This week on Mr. Observation Man, top 5 Corvettes.
We're at the Healy Classic Motor Car Collection.
We're gonna bring you the top 5 Corvettes. If Batman drove a Corvette, it would be this one.
Holy cliche.
The number 1!
Try to catch me howling at
So up first, we have our honorable mention.
Well, we've got a 2009 ZR1 Corvette.
When this car debuted, it was the fastest and most technologically advanced Corvette.
Top speed on the car is around 220 miles an hour.
Between your carbon fiber front lip, little downforce, these nice big old 6-pot brakes, nice chrome rims on a race car, you can't beat that.
Car has 0 to 60 in low threes, carbon fiber hood.
I mean, you can see the motor through the hood.
Carbon fiber top. It's a great car. One of the fastest cars I've ever been in.
Makes beautiful noises, does wonderful smoky burnouts. Glenn, why didn't this make our top 5 selection?
It's not as iconic as the rest of the cars, but it's a beautiful car. I prefer the C1s and C2s.
Fun fact, this Corvette is actually the #1 cause of divorce in America.
We're gonna move on down to the number 5th car on our list.
Our number 5 pick is this 1969 Daytona Yellow 427 Corvette, 400 horsepower with air conditioning, power steering, power brakes.
This C3 Corvette has to be on that top 5 list, especially for someone of my generation, because this is the year of Corvette that we saw the most of. These C1s and C2s are wonderful cars, but for someone of my age, the C3 is what we fell in love with. The way these fenders are just super bulbous, curve up and then flare up over the rear fenders again. You get to see those front fenders while you're driving. It just really makes you feel like you're in a missile. Just blasting down the road, rolling through gears, having a blast.
Yeah, this 427 has the 3 two-barrel carburetors on it, hydraulic lifters.
One of the interesting things about the 69 Stingray is that the rims are 8-inch rims, versus if you look at the 68 Corvette here, it has a 7-inch rim. And that doesn't sound like much, but when you're putting those power to the wheels, that 1 extra inch in tire or in rim really provides a lot of grip and helps you launch. There's nothing like driving one of these bad boys down the road. Black leather interior, every gauge you could ever hope for. It is a Corvette, so it is a race car after all, so it's nice to be able to monitor your oil temps and oil pressures and RPMs. Again, as much before, factory AC, it's hard to beat.
But I do want to take you to our number 4 choice, 1967 Corvette, 427, 435 horsepower with a red Stinger hood.
Number 4 on the list, 1967, still carbureted, which is phenomenal. But something that's pretty cool is this car has a factory side pipes. So when you start this thing up, you know you're going somewhere. Can't beat that side exhaust, especially paired with those rims and red line tires. Just really brings the whole side of the car together. Brings it into the interior.
Has the red leather interior, the wooden steering wheel.
Mechanical gauges, proper 4-speed manual transmission. Nice metal shifter. When you put that thing into gear, hard to beat. Convertible top, wind blowing through my hair, just blasting down the road, shifting through gears, gripping that basic steering wheel. It's just American muscle, driven by an American, doing American things, like eating tacos.
What's more American than eating tacos?
So our number 3 pick is this 1958 Corvette, equipped with what they call a big brake fuel. It has the big brakes on it and the factory fuel injection system on it. The other classic item on this car is the chrome strips along the trunk, which only the 1958 Corvettes have included.
This car is equipped with the Rochester fuel injection system, which was introduced in 1957. So the biggest problem they had with these cars when they were racing on road course were the brakes overheating. And they were able to get around that in 1958 with the air induction system, allowing to channel that air straight onto the brakes, which helped keep them cooler and help prevent these issues. Another cool feature, the exhaust comes through the bumper. You gotta love the shape of this thing, and you gotta love the interior. This black and red color combination cannot be beat. Manual 4-speed, radio delete because race car.
And 160-mile-an-hour speedometer.
Big old steering wheel, big old gas pedal. Super simple, super classic, super American. This car fights crime. If Batman drove a Corvette, it would be this one.
Holy bullseye!
This is the car you buy to keep your wife, I think.
That's why this guy came in at number 3 on our list. And let's take it on down to number 2. How am I gonna get to the number 2 when this 1969 GT500 is in the way?
Pretty easy, Nick. You just walk around it.
Oh, okay. Can I have it?
Nah.
What about just for the day?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Our number 2 pick is this 1955 Corvette painted pennant blue. The other thing special about this car, this was the first year that Chevrolet came out with the V8 motor. 1955, the car was designed after the space age and the rockets, sort of the modern air rocket ship type of styling.
Wasn't everything influenced with that space age, time traveling nonsense back then?
Back in the 50s, it definitely was.
So this engine has a 4-barrel carburetor, it's a 265, automatic transmission.
2-speed power glide transmission with dual exhaust.
So this 1955 stylistically is similar to the previous Corvettes, the 53s and 54s, but what makes this so unique is its V8 engine. And in my opinion, this is the year that Corvette became a sports car. As a mechanic, I have a soft spot in my heart for this car because it was when they introduced the 12-volt electrical system, because there's nothing worse than a 6-volt car. The windows for these cars, if it rained, you had to manually plop them in as if this was a Jeep. And then when it was nice out, you'd take them off, put them in the trunk. Another creative, cool feature is there are no outside door handles. So to get in, you actually have to reach in, break into your own car, and then slide on in. Avoid the big steering wheel. The really cool interior, just like the Corvettes of the later years, plenty of gauges, oil pressure, temps, you got clocks, you got radios, you got speakers, you got everything you would need. Everything but door handles. One of the biggest reasons why this car is number 2 is because it is the first true American sports car. Which brings us to number 1.
That's right, Nick. Our number 1 choice is this 1963 split window Corvette. What makes this thing so unusual is the louvers in the hood. Of course, you have the split window dividing the glass 2 separate sections. This is an iconic Corvette. It will always be very popular for generations to come.
So that's not even just our opinion. That's a pretty good general consensus, is everyone loves a 63 Vet.
So the boys' number 1 and my number 1 doesn't match up, because my number 1 would either be the current Z06 or this 59 Stingray Racer that Elvis drove, that's currently valued at over $10 million. I asked the boys why neither of these cars made the list, and they just said, nah, well, they don't count. The Z06 is a mid-engine car, and $10 million.
You could argue lots of other things. Pizza, hot dogs, hamburgers, anything.
Are tacos American?
They're American enough. But this is the top Vet. That split window combined with this styling of the car makes it unique, a 1-year only option, and just easy on the eyes. Everyone's number 1 pick would be a fuel-injected 1963 Corvette, which this one is not. But luckily, our fuel-injected 63 is in the shop finishing its restoration. So this one is going to hold us over for now. Stylistically, the interior of these C2s, pretty hard to beat because the cockpit feels like you're in a fighter jet. Big gauges, big tack, big speedo, and then everything else you'd normally see. Oil pressure, coolant, battery, all the things that make a race car. Since the split window was only available in 1963, it makes these cars particularly valuable and awesome. The easiest decision we had to make was establishing that this is the number 1 Corvette. There's no debate, I am certain. So that's our top 5 Corvettes ever made. Look forward to hearing your comments down below. We know that you're definitely going to agree with us, so there's no reason to debate.
This week's song to get you moving on that treadmill, Safety Belt by Eric Gerkovic.
a safety belt, my safety belt keeps you safe inside of the car. Safety belt.
Thanks for watching Mr. Observation Man. I'll see you next time.
No back seats, no kids.